Hey, good morning to everyone. Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity along with Bamboo Society of India. And very good morning to Chawla, sir. It was a very informative, detailed discussion that you provided regarding the composites, the processing, primary processing. I knew that as you have been in this field for a lot of time, so basic machine details you would definitely be sharing with everyone. So for me, is my presentation visible?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead, Mr. Anand. You're visible.
My topic for today, probably that I thought would be very relevant for today, would be what are the present possibilities and future propositions in bamboo products. As in India, we have been concentrated on majorly two kinds of projects in bamboo. One is more towards the handicraft, that is utilizing more of artisans. And the second would be agarbatti based of products, because agarbatti being in a major demand in India. As sir has already given my introduction, I'll just go through it very fast. I'm an engineer, did my MBA from SP Jain, 15 years experience in working in this field, but I've been involved for the last 20 years. This is my own family business, and we are the only company in the world to have ISO 9000 2015 with design and development clause in this field. So we design the lines and everything for the clients. What we do basically, we design machines as per the requirement of the clients. Say, for example, if somebody has a very specific product that he wants to make from bamboo, has a specific raw material and the volume that need to be made. So we design the line accordingly for that. We basically deal in turnkeys so that the client has the entire knowledge from the first and the last point. We provide consultancy, machine toolings and production. So we are always involved with the machine making also, and in also the maintenance part of the machines as well. We have done at least 10,000 installations of machines and tools in India and abroad. We have a cutting tool factory in-house. So we make tools as well and machines as well. And major parts of the machines are made in-house. We make more than 170 models of woodworking machines. And we also have been making bamboo processing machines from the last 2000, from the year 2000, where NMBA and DST wanted us to develop machines from bamboo. So we have been involved with that. Our basic growth or the initial part was that we have been developing special purpose machines as per customer requirement. So whenever there is a demand from a customer and any specific product they wanted to make, we have been always there to start giving the plans for it. Just a brief introduction about us, as already sir has mentioned. We manufacture machines from the primary part, presses, planers, sanders, CNCs, lasers, coating, and all the lines, so that the client has the entire thing in his chain. We not only supply machines, we also help in plan the layouts, install the machines, train the artisans, and maintain the machines as well. We also nowadays are giving market linkages, export tie-ups, networking help for selling and developing new. Some of our clients are mentioned here. Indian Army is one of our clients that we have been providing mapping solutions to map like the terrains that we have in India, from Siachen to any other thing that they want to map. We have been supplying to FRI, GMR, Department of Science and Technology, BHL, Toshiba. TBA being a Chinese company based in India, they preferred us than being a Chinese manufacturers for machines. We not only work on bamboo, we work on wood, plastics, electricals, and other fields like copper, automobile, and other. So we can help you in having a synergy between a few products. Like, for example, when a customer is making a furniture may not be only bamboo or wood or plastic. It can be using other or a combination of a few things as well. Basic industry in bamboo is containing all these things. Basically, when we start from the left side, that would be the incense stick, handicrafts, composites of various kinds, furnitures, panel-based products, food-based like shoots and charcoals or the healthcare products, then bamboo blinds, mats, table mats, basket, and weaving-based products, and newer products that are being, coming in the lines, and everybody is gaining or looking to make, like the cotton swabs, spatulas, golf tees, brushes, chopping boards, and similars. So when we see this, a few pictures of the products are shown for your reference so that you have an understanding what we do basically. What we intend to do is The major problem with a lot of artisans or entrepreneurs is that when they start with making the product, either the product design is not very, very proper, or either when their product design is properly made, they are not able to produce those products in the required quantity. For example, if a big corporate enterprise visits you, for example, if a Vodafone or an Airtel or a Jio contacts you for a bamboo speaker, for example, and you are only able to make, say, 5-10 speakers a day or 15 speakers a day, you may not be able to suffice their quantity of 10,000, 20,000 pieces in about next 15-20 days. So what you need is a proper technological guidance in making the products better, also to make it as good as what an artisan would be making by hand. So major problem with bamboo, what major people face is cleaning of the grains, coating, treatment and drying. Treatment very well explained by Chawla Sahab, that it has to be done properly because bamboo has got a lot of sugar or starch in content. Otherwise, boars or termites would always catch it because they find it sweet thing. What we suggest to a lot of government initiatives and organizations is that there are a lot of employment generation opportunities. There are a lot of market links available. Like, for example, if you make chopping boards, it can be easily sold in a lot of modern day retail stores, which are definitely buying it from China, or maybe, buying it from a local vendor who may be importing from China. A lot of training institutes are available for multi-product industries, not only having just bamboo, but we can collaborate with a lot of other products, maybe wood, maybe plastics, maybe other products. Because nowadays, like, for example, when we are making toothbrushes, nowadays people are looking at eco-friendly bristles, but standard bristles are also available. When you are making chairs, stools and something, the bottom pegs are normally made from plastics or any other material so that the cracking of the bamboo doesn't happen at the bottom part, or it doesn't stick to the ground as well. So we need to have a lot of experience in working with the product, as well as the refining of the product is very important in this phase. When we started in India for the baskets or the product making, the initial things that we made were the houses, basketries and bows and arrows. These are basically products being made as per the artisan skill. More the skill you have, better the product you are able to make. The next artisan that may be making the product may not be as skillful as the first one. So the quality varies with the person working. It is not machine dependent, it is person dependent. Now, with the technology and the machines coming in play, with a lot of standardizations happening in treatment, drying, making processes, now it is more going towards machine dependency. Like, yes, the bamboo species are important, the utilization of species, the waste utilization, proper treatment, drying are important, but proper product selection is also very important. If you are selecting a product, like for example, agarbatti sticks, and you are looking to make it from a bamboo that is very hard, like strictus or something, you may not get the proper finish that you are able to compete with the China sticks, or maybe the sticks made from tulda. So your species have to be cleared out first, which species are there and what products are suitable for those species. When we talk about products that are presently being sold and that are catching the fancy of the buyers, like using the online retail, using the chains that are available, are, for example, the chopping boards, the wall panel, the false ceilings, the toothbrushes, the tableware, and yes, composites are also coming. The composite picture that you can see is made by us with a collaboration with the Israeli company that we are trying out some bamboo composites with them. A lot of people, when they start with working on bamboo, the funds is a major problem. So they want a machine that does a lot of things, but at a one place. They do not need to buy or invest in a lot of machinery. When people are starting, they need machines that are very simple to use. One of the machines that we developed at the initial time, this machine has been, we have been supplying for the last 20 years. This is a very simple machine in which you can cut the bamboo, split the bamboo, plane the bamboo, clean the knots, and make rough strips out of the bamboo. It can also drill in the bamboo. It can also do slotting in the bamboo. You can also do profiling on the bamboo. So this is a very, very common machine that is being used for a lot of time. This machine we have been making for the last 40 years. You can see few examples of what are the processes that we can do using this machine in the pictures. So this machine does a lot of things that a normal furniture factory or a small, say, handicraft making factory may require. So maybe having this machine or dividing the operations of these machines into a few machines is an ideal solution for the clients. A lot of people are looking at knockdown furnitures or furnitures that can replace wood, plastics presently. So one of the machines that we developed was how to make bamboo as a round product. The major problem with bamboo conversion is that we need to make it even. We need to make it like say 20 mm, 30 mm, 40 mm in definable sizes. Length we can always define, but the diameter was a major problem. So this machine is specifically to define the diameter of the bamboo. If we are able to define the diameter, we can make knockdown joints, as you can see. We can make joints not only from bamboo to bamboo, we can always have joints from bamboo to metal, from bamboo to other products. And this is the future. These are the products that will define the higher end of products, knockdown furnitures, and similar products. Like IKEA has started very similar things right now. They've just started selling a few products that are made from specifically round bamboos in India, but it is in a very, very nascent stage right now. It is in a trial stage, but yes, this is the scope we have. If we can tap this market, this is very huge for us because we can compete easily in terms of strength, in terms of quality of the bamboo. Because not only this solid bamboos are available in India, but yes, semi-hollow bamboos having good wall thickness can be used in similar ways. As Chawla sir has already explained about the processes, I'll just fast way go to the machines that are available in the bamboo field. These are various types of cutting machines. The machine in the center is the machine that does cross-cutting pneumatically. So you have a pneumatic arm that takes the cutter up and down. So it is a very, very safe machine used for mass production. So there are various other machines that are used for bambusa giganters and normal bamboos. So these are various kinds of splitter. From the left-hand side, we have manual splitter to parallel splitter to knot cleaning, to inside knot cleaning and hydraulic and chain splitters. When we talk about planing of the bamboo, planing is not only one machine operation. It can be multiple machine operation. You need to clean the inside and outside skin. You need to clean the nodes. You need to clean the branch nodes. Then you need to plane the bamboo. Planing effectively happens after the treatment and seasoning. If you are doing planing before treatment and seasoning, it may not be a complete dimensional lock on the bamboo. After planing, what we see the next operation is the slicing. Slicing can be fine slicing, thin slicing, thick slicing, and slices for agarbatti sticks. After slicing, mostly people previously was the square sticks. Now everything has gone into round sticks as for incense stick purposes. For round sticks, we need polishing for smaller round sticks and for longer round sticks. Treatment being a very, very important part. It can be a dipping based treatment. It can be dipping with boiling. It can be butchery, as sir explained previously. It can also be a vacuum based impregnation unit. Drying after treatment is very important to take away the water. Otherwise, water content in the bamboo would always cause issues with the efficiency of the treatment. When we are making sticks, there are a lot of value-added products that we can make. One of the value-added products is toothpicks. Another is cotton swab. Another is agarbatti sticks. And last but not the least is the blind. Bamboo blinds are a very good sellable product. But the only thing is it has to be mechanized. It has to be planned and done it in a volume. When we do many products in a very small volume, the problem is that when we are, for example, making sticks, it may be 100 kgs of raw bamboo, but after the bamboo is being processed, the stick part may be between 15 to 25% depending on the type of sticks and the usage. A lot of times in agarbatti sticks, we only use bamboo that is between the nodes. So the wastages also increase. After we make the strips, for example, the four-side plane strips, the next process is the pressing. Pressing can be the top and bottom pressing, the sideways pressing to make it into vertical or horizontal boards, or it can be only as a filler also. After the board making, we need to cut the boards, we need to plane the boards, we need to sand the boards. So these are few operations that we do after the board making: sanding, coating, curing, and shaping. On the left side, the picture that you can see is of a map being made by an Indian Army. We have supplied machines to Indian Army for mapping. We have provided the entire technology from geo-mapping, from taking the maps from the satellite images and converting into usable map for CNCs. So the CNCs, lasers, and processing machines, the automated processing machines are the future for bamboo. If you want to sell your product, for example, a bamboo mug that is being made from a bamboo that would only cost you like 10 to 20 rupees in making, and you want to sell it at 100 or 150, the main thing is you need to customize it. You need to showcase it. You need to show the product. Like, for example, I will just show you a product. Like, this is a mug, if you can see. Just by this logo, you can enhance its value. So when you want to enhance the value of the product, you need to make it customized. You need to make it look more fancy. You need to look and make the product as usable by the client. For example, his name, his company name, and similar things. So you can sell the products at a higher rate. Next thing, and the most important thing in bamboo is the use of the waste. Most products in bamboo fail because the waste utilization is not proper. In agarbatti sticks, we normally say it is not a stick making industry that you are running. You are basically running a biomass waste producing industry, but stick making is just one of the value addition that you can do. So if you are able to use the biomass, that is using a briquette, charcoal, or similar product, then you can enhance the value of the selling product. There are a lot of things that go not only from the board making, but you need to plan the packaging. You need to plan the life cycle of the products. And you also need to plan the looks. The major problem with bamboo is that after some time, after sanding, or maybe the coating, when the coating goes away, there are edges and edges that gives you thorn or grains into your hand. So for that, if you can have edge banding on the edges, if you can have a layering on the edges, if you can do rounding on the edges and packing it properly, makes it go long way in competing with the products that are already very, very professional in packing, like the wooden products. These are some manual machines that a lot of people use as a start for a lot of NGOs that use to start with in processing in the bamboo. We not only provide machines, the major thing with the machines is how about the tools? If the tools are not proper, the machines may not run properly. So our strength is we make tools in-house. So the tooling is a major part. If the customer is not buying tools, we think that maybe either they are not using the machines properly or the processing is not happening properly in them. What is the future way ahead in bamboo industry? When we look at the product life cycle in bamboo, the major things that are driving the bamboo industry now in India are innovative products. Previously, a few years back, the products that we were talking about were the boards, the agarbatti sticks, and similar things. What we now see on the internet are bamboo chopping boards, bamboo speakers, bamboo toothbrushes, bamboo tablewares, and similar things. So more the niche product you made, more the profitability, more the viability in the longer range. And the only thing for these products, and the most important thing is make it more eco-friendly. A lot of clients pitch their products as they are more eco-friendly. When we use more glues, more resins, the part of eco-friendliness in the bamboo goes away. Maybe many wood products are more eco-friendlier when you use a lot of resins than bamboo sometimes. So the major thing in bamboo that people sell as act as a selling point is the eco-friendliness in the bamboo. So there are a lot of in-house products, household items that can be easily developed in bamboo. For example, chopping boards, cotton swabs, toothpicks. For example, if we take an example for agarbatti, 3,000 pieces of agarbatti, that is 1 kg. And 1 kg sells at 100 to 150 rupees at maximum. And the processing involved is 4 to 5 minutes of processing time for making 1 kg of stick. And to make that kg, we are wasting around 7 to 10 kgs of bamboo. But if you are making, for example, a board out of the same product, maybe that board could sell at 500 rupees a square feet, 500 rupees if you are making it as a gifting product. But you need to have a volume in it to get that profitability. For example, we have made a lot of gift products like souvenirs, visiting cards, boxes, jewelry boxes. We recently gave a project to Dilmah Tea for exotic tea boxes. Single box costs 1,000 rupees and the cost of making box is not more than 100 rupees. So that is the viability that we can get in bamboo. New development in products and technological advancement. The need for the hour is faster, stronger, customized machines. One type of machines may not work. Like in Mexico, we have more than 100 machines of ours. Our machines work in Mexico because our machines we designed for Mexican bamboo that is very, very hard. Guadua, Asper, Gigantus. Those bamboos have wall thickness from 1 centimeter to 3 centimeter. So unless the machine is designed for heavier, harder bamboos, it may not work. Normally, we think only for the basic machine, but sometimes the profitability can be earned if you are segregating the bamboo beforehand. The bamboo that is of the lower side needs to be kept separately, processed separately, than the bamboo of the top end. So segregation in bamboo is very important. Feeding systems can be automated, can be manual, depending on the viability. If we require 10 persons to do a job, why not have a simple automation for it? And you can get easily the payout of the machine itself in 4 months of salaries of the employees. So when you go for the machines, plan for the products properly, and there are many options that we have. Like we can give you laminated floor tile projects in about say 25 to 30 lakhs, depending on the size of the board. So we are always open for training, technical help, and consultation in these machines. But the only thing is we need to be sure of raw material, location of plants, and the entrepreneur, what he can market and what products he want to make. So I'm there to discuss and I'm there to solve the queries. Not only me, my elder brother, my father, we are there in the company. We have been helping people not only in bamboo, for wood and others. So we are open to discuss very many new ideas, newer research. We are ready to sign NDAs to learn more and to spread the knowledge. It is not just the knowledge flow from one side. We would always be open to have knowledge sharing on both the sides. We are ready to improve and we are ready to deliver for machines that are making Indian bamboo as future ready as possible. Not only for the products that can be made in India, but yes, that are export viable. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anand. That was wonderful. You really explained in detail your capabilities, your machinery, what are the different types of machinery that you have. And yes, thank you once again.
Thank you.
We move on to our questions. We have a question from Mr. Parameshwaran. Mr. Parameshwaran, please go ahead.
Good morning, Anandji.
Very good morning, sir.
Anandji, actually, the thing is, happy to see all these missions. Otherwise, actually, over phone and all, actually, we will be able to explain only 1 or 2 missions. Now I've seen most of the missions. Normally, the mission manufacturers of bamboo machine manufacturers are playing a very heavy role in the sector, because the thing is, all other products are actually in the 10% cost in other countries they are manufacturing. We are not able to do. And unfortunately, what is happening in India is very because all machine manufacturers depending the agarbatti sector, that is a basic sector, because you will get the volume. You can't do one mission for 1 or 2 clients by doing a lot of R&D and all. It may not work. So in that case, anyway, I came to know that you are working abroad for abroad clients also. So some kind of developments actually you can introduce. That same development you can introduce to India. I can see that those kind of missions in your list. But apart from that, for the Indian client, it's not possible to do that kind of R&D from you. Are you getting any kind of support, or you are Machine Manufacturers Association seeking support from MDM, because we are not able to do R&D many things, and you are also not able to do because of less clients. So any solution from your side regarding that?
Sir, I would just like to say one thing. We have been making machines. For example, I just give you an example for a recently developed project that I showed you in the presentation itself. That was from a solid bamboo that we developed the joinery. Actually, it is a very, very joinery similar to what we did on wood. That is a tenoning and motorizing joint, basically. But for bamboo, nobody tried it. So what we did was we modified the machine from the wood industry into the bamboo industry. So the advantage with us is that we not only do in bamboo, we do in wood, we do in modular furniture, we do in copper, we do in aluminum, we do in transformers, we do in other composites as well. So many times, when a person asks us that we want to develop a machine specifically for this usage, we may have done it before. For example, we make machines for wooden lumber making, for example, wooden houses making. So people who are making houses like in Ambi Valley entirely from wood, we already have the technology and the know-how of those machines. So if anyone wants to modify that and use it similar machine for bamboo housing, that can be done, because we have already developed that technology for another industry. The only thing it requires is a slight modification. That is always possible. Like, for example, recently we developed for a client that required a lot of people in pasting operation of products. So we developed a small automated solution for pasting of the product, in which he is able to replace 5 people, and the entire machine value he would be recuperating in not more than 6 months. So that is always available. But the only thing that is lacking here is we need products that are mass sellable to develop and provide a technology. If I give you a product technology, for example, of 5 lakh rupees for a product that you are hardly selling 10 to 20 pieces a month, it may not be viable for you financially also. That is the thing. So if there are products that are financially viable and required in good volume, yes, majorly we can develop the technology, or there are technologies that we can modify and can be used in the similar product. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be in touch with you.
Surely, sir. Yeah, it will be a pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Anand. We move on to next question. Professor LB Singha, please. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, it's a very good. So it's very nice to be here in this program. I am Professor LB Singha from Manipur University, Imphal of Northeast region. So I have been working on particularly bamboo and regeneration and up to certain genetic analysis as well. Right at the moment, I am also serving NGOs as a consultant. So few NGOs are interested to establish enterprises. So now again, I wish to have some the resource person right now delivering for the tools and implements, Mr. Anand. How do you be able to help those NGOs in providing trainings and possibilities and feasibilities assessment for their bamboo product industries over here in Manipur?
Sir, very good morning. The major thing for us is, sir, what are the products they are already making? What are the bamboos available?
And they are having the interest to establish. They have a lot of varieties and species of bamboos over here suitable for different products. But their target is to have a unit for cutlery items, which should be disposable in nature. Disposable cutlery items is the laminated boards, and maybe option. But this is the 2 priority areas they are interested. Again, there are so many manufacturers of equipment. I don't know about your company whether there has been any installation, particularly in the Northeast region, and their suitability to the existing bamboo species of the region.
Sir, we are just now gave a plant of about 4 feet by 2 feet bamboo board at Jorhat with the entire processing line to make it into a finished product. If you want, for example, a chopping board, they can give you a finished chopping board from there. So we have been doing these lines, but we are majorly concentrating on private individuals who have more of marketability in the product. Because, sir, to sustain an industry, the major point is profitability. Unless companies are profitable, the businesses or the NGOs won't run for a lot of time. The major problem is normally when we plan for machines, we do not keep a maintenance budget. We do not keep budget for training. We do not keep budgets for how to design products properly. So our concentration is where we can plan the product life cycle entirely with the client. And we are ready to help you in everything, from plant layouts to machine selection, to maintenance, to AMCs and everything. And we are there to train your people so that they can only maintain the machines as well. But the major point in this is the product selection, the raw material species, and the viability of the product for us. Unless the product is viable, we may not enter in it. Because agarbatti sticks, we think that it may be viable, but not when the government does away with all these incentives that are giving. When the incentives are gone, maybe the Chinese will again floor the market with a much cheaper pricing, because it's an unbranded Chinese product. So unbranded Chinese products are very, very cheap. For them, we may or may not be competitive sometimes, because we may not be using the waste of the bamboo that is around 80-85% fully as required in agarbatti. Yeah, so I also don't appreciate utilizing the resources whatever available over here for particularly agarbatti. This is too much. Again, recovery is to be taken up. So anyway, I will drop to you. You may please provide me some suggestion. Accordingly, I will advise the entrepreneurs who are interested, and I will take help from you how they may be trained and definitely. The plans. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Anytime. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Uday Kumar, please go ahead with your question.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Anand, it was a very interesting presentation you have given. But I'm Uday Kumar from Bangalore. We work as a volunteer organization in a tribal hill area between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu border areas. So what I'm looking here is, do we get a project report, feasible report, based on the species available in that region? And what is the minimum thing to start? What is the second phase and third phase we can expand as a business? So this becomes a self-sustainable model for employment as well as for a local entrepreneurship.
Sir, we do that kind of thing, but it is not kind of a financial project report, but we give you viability as per the product we select. For example, I'll just give you a very, very recent example that we did. We did it for a company that wanted to make very sustainable products that are compatible with wood presently. So we gave them a project for making boxes out of bamboo. So when we checked all around, you may have seen nowadays the chocolates are also coming in boxes, MDF boxes, ply boxes, wooden boxes. You see exotic teas come in boxes. So we gave a project for making boxes out of bamboo, and it is very, very viable. There are many, many things that are very, very viable. It is just a start. But the only thing is, the problem is with most entrepreneurs is they do not reach the right people. Like, for example, if you can contact Vipin Chawla sir, or say us, or through say Bamboo Society of India, we may be able to guide you in a lot of things, maybe from project selection, product selection, as well as how to process it properly. There are many times what happens is that the product selection may be slightly wrong or may not be viable with your bamboo. That happens. And also we need to take care of a lot of things. For example, when you are working in tribal areas, I cannot give you machines that are 100 kilowatt in power, because that kind of scale of power may not be available. So what we are looking at is machines that are suitable for the location of the plant, not only machines that are easily available. If I want to give you, I may give you machines like Universal, which are very, very easy to operate. Because what happens is giving a solution may be easy, but actually making it prove working may be very, very difficult. Because a lot of projects fail because machines are too complicated sometimes for people to operate. And there may not be technical know-how to understand the machines as well. Because normally what happens is, when we give a training as a machine manufacturer, our incentive is do the training, get it signed, and move away from the place. But in terms of private individuals, what we do is, after giving a training, we ask them to work on the machines for a month time, and then we will come back to you again. So that in a month time, when we have tried out the machines well, you would know what needs to be done later. Because when a person just sees the thing, he may not learn the exact nuances of the trade. After operating for some time, then he may realize, yes, there are things that I need to learn, how to do this, how to do that, to make the line complete. So we help in the entire cycle that way.
Thank you, Anand. You answered, and I'll have to get connected with you, and we'll love to work with you and your team.
Sure, sir. Anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Vipin Chawla, sir, you have any questions, sir? You raised your hand.
Yes, my question is very simple, sir. For Anand, Mr. Anand, sir. So, any comment on the bamboo mat weaving machine from your side?
Sir, we, frankly speaking, sir, mat weaving has always been there in China as well. But the problem with mat weaving is the slicing part, as well as the weaving part. Weaving can be done in straight way. I had the weaving machine in my presentation itself that we long before gave in APIL by that NMBA funding and all. But a weaving of a mat happens in about 6 to 8 minutes time. So that timing per machine in a machine that is, I'm to be very frank with you, a machine that is costing 2.5 lakh rupees may not be a viable solution. What we are working now is, sir, I wanted to share you personally this also. Whenever I just wanted to talk to you after this, we have developed the machines of mechanized mat making from fibers of bamboo. So we have already achieved that part. And we are working with a few resin makers that have eco-friendly resins. And from that, we have already made, chop stand mat like fibers. Like we have fiberglass mats. So we have already made mats from bamboo that are like chop stand mats. So that can be a solution for the future, I think.
Can you share the video or photographs of this material?
Sir, I'll share you personally because it's just under development. I have your number, sir. I'll share you.
Waiting for it. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
definitely. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. We move on to our next question. There's a person, Galaxy A20. Could you kindly introduce yourself and ask the question?
Hello. Sir? Hello, Mr. Anand. I'm from Karnataka, this Western Ghat part of area, like Uttar Kannada district.
Hello, sir.
Kindly state your name, sir.
My name is Samir. Yeah. Regarding machineries, for example, I want to make this agarbatti sticks. How efficient this machinery is in terms of percentage, and what are the maintenance during operation on daily basis, and how complicated this machinery is or how simple this machinery is, because we are in a village called Sirsi, Yellapur. It's a taluk place. Here power supply we can get in industrial area or some commercial area. Power is not an issue, but operating the machineries, if there are any complications for maintenance, how to handle this? You are giving any hands-on training, or you are sending your service person in 1 or 2 days, because we cannot hold the works. We cannot shut down the works for 1 week and waiting for your for buying this.
So one thing I want to say in agarbatti sticks, sir, the viability of agarbatti sticks starts either you have in a large scale, or either you have a byproduct making facility nearby that can buy your byproduct at the cost close to your raw material, or you can utilize your raw material properly. In agarbatti sticks, sir, what we have found is the viability happens majorly in Northeast India. That is because the bamboo is cheaper. Also, the quality of bamboo is also very good. Second thing is the viability only comes when you take out all the financials. I can give you the financials I have with me. Just to give you an example, I'll just clarify in a minute if I can do that. When we take, say, for example, a small agarbatti plant, it is like 5 to 6 lakh rupees of machines. And the power utilization is around 10 to 15 HP. So 15 HP is around 10 to 12 kilowatts. That is 120 rupees an hour. So unless you are making it in big volume, the viability is not there. In agarbatti sticks, we strictly say to our clients, unless you are going in a big volume with raw material and other processings in-house, and also a byproduct making facility nearby, the viability is hardly there. I have seen a lot of industries that they buy the machine and then they suffer because the viability happens at a very, very later stage, or they may not have a maintenance proper guys, or because in agarbatti, the diameter of the stick is 1.3 mm. So the accuracy requirement is very high. People do not realize to make a stick that is 1.3 mm, you cannot have a person that does not have a knowledge to hold a vernier. So you need to have people that have good knowledge, good technical knowledge, good engineering background to maintain these machines, because bamboo has got a lot of starch content as well as also got a lot of silicon content. So the wearing of the tools, the wearing of parts can happen very early in agarbatti. So agarbatti is suggested only in a very, very large scale, not in a very small scale, like say 5 to 15 lakh rupees of investment. Agarbatti may not be suitable.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mudit, please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you are from Devas and my native is from Sagar, Madhya Pradesh. Now, so there are one new company which has been set up recently with huge capital in Devas only, with the support from government. I am not naming that company, and it is giving contract to farmers to have a proper supply of bamboo for few years too. Since I am also interested in starting up a bamboo industry with a motive of producing eco-friendly product, I am not having no business background. So, what are your advice to upcoming new entrepreneurs as they have competition from big players and difficulties, and what are the difficulties will they face in this industry?
So major thing is you need to do an R&D on the product that you want to make, and you can market. The first thing is market, sir. If you can market some product, you can start marketing some product, maybe buy it from Northeast initially, start marketing the product. Unless you have a market, you may not be able to make it in a volume. For example, there are a lot of people who can make bamboo straws, for example, if they have the raw material. But first, you need to have a market. Unless you have a market, you may not be viable in the longer run. So I would suggest start developing a market, start finding the product that you want to make, and then plan for a factory later on. Processing can be established if you have a market, because if you and you of no good use. Then.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Bharti, sir, please go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning, Anand. It's a good presentation what you made now. I just want to know, have you standardized the machine which can make the incense stick through the node? Normally, we take the internode and do it, because of which we choose the species like Tulda, which has got a longer internode. Yeah. The moment the machinery can take over this difficulty, I think a lot of other species can come into the usage of raw material for agarbatti sticks.
Sir, using internodes is 100% possible. It is possible. But the only problem with other bamboos is the grains. Sometimes the grains are also not as soft. For example, when we see Tulda, the smoothness of the stick is very good. But when we see Balcoas or other species, the grains are also thicker. So when the grains are thicker, when we see a stick that is 1.3 mm, sometimes, sir, for example, I'll just change the topic, but I will just give you an example. When we compare teak and pine, for example, the teak is much harder, having a lot of grain structures. Chawla sir may know better. I am not an expert in the structures and all, but teak is much harder. But pine is very smooth, has lesser density. So finishing sometimes in pine is better than teak sometimes, and it's easier to do that. In a similar way, sir, our bamboo is slightly different than what Chinese mozo is there. Mozo is a very, very soft bamboo with monopodial structure, and our bamboo is mostly sympodial. So what happens is grains are also sometimes not as equivalent or comparable when we compare with other bamboos. Yes, machines are at fault sometimes, but sometimes it's also on the raw material as well. So as not all material can be as smooth as the bamboo stick from China. Otherwise, we wouldn't need to use like talcum powders or similar things to make it smooth, which may not be, give a feasibility later on stages. So that's a major cause. Yes, otherwise we can use as agarbatti sticks, but blinds would be much better solution, sir. We have given a lot of clients blinds, table mats, cotton swab, toothpicks. These are 100% feasible in any other bamboo because of the higher diameter.
Okay, the diameter makes a difference for you. And when you say grain, what do you mean by grain? Are you talking about the density of the bamboo or?
Sir, being a non-technical from the plantation or the bamboo species base, for me, when I cut a bamboo cross-section wise, when I see the amount of grains in the bamboo, amount of black dots or the dark dots that you can see in the bamboo, in Indian bamboo, are much, much higher than you can see in a mozo bamboo. Maybe 2 times the mozo. So what happens is more the grain, more the threads coming out from the bamboo, and more difficult to process because it makes the bamboo harder and stronger, basically.
But what happens if you take an immature bamboo? Instead of taking a 3 years old, 4 years old bamboo, if you start with 1 year?
The stick bends.
I see.
The stick bends, sir, actually.
Okay.
When we talk about immature bamboo, the problem is that the stick bends majorly when it's dry. So immature bamboo will give you a result later on after the drying. So it bends a lot.
So what is the optimum age you are looking at now then? Is it a 2-3 years old bamboo or?
Three, so at least three.
Okay. But then I was told, the Chinese have got machines where it passes through the node.
Yes.
And when you check their machines, insisting also, you can really find out the nodes are there.
Sir, it's Mozo bamboo. With Mozo bamboos, we can definitely process them. Yeah. Because of the Mozo bamboo, we can, because the nodes are very, very soft for that. I'll just share you a picture later on your phone. You can see the difference between the Mozo and Indian bamboo. So I'll share you a picture of the board. You can definitely see the difference between the Indian and the Mozo bamboo. The grains are...
Anand. Yes, Anand. I'd spent a lot of time in China to understand the Mozo bamboo. I've been to the cultivation. I've used it. I've seen it. I brought also India to try growing them, 15 years back. Yeah. But then I know, but then if you look at the Vietnam, do they Vietnam go through the Mozo bamboo or they have our Symbodial bamboo?
So Vietnam has a very, I do not know the exact name of the species, but I've seen processing from Vietnam because one of my clients bought strips from Vietnam to try out in the machines. So that, they wanted to check what is the difference in the quality.
Okay.
So in Vietnam, what they do is they use the internode that is around 24 inches, 22 to 24 inches internode. And they use it to make sticks. And the wall thickness is around 4 to 6 mm of the bamboo. So it's very soft bamboo, basically from Vietnam also.
Okay. Okay. The softness makes a difference.
Yes. Yes. Because the in stick, when you feel it, the softness is the difference when it goes through the nozzle in the coating machine.
Yeah. I think, that's going to be a big breakthrough the moment you develop a machine to go through the nodes. There are a lot of other species that are going to fall in place.
So there is a possibility to do that, but the problem is the wastages increases then. Because we need to plane it all the sides then to feed it into the machine. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Anand.
Thank you.
So this node issue has been a big challenge for quite some time. I think if we achieve some breakthrough, definitely a lot of other species will fall through and we might find wider application of bamboo in this area. Thank you, Dr. Bharti.
Pleasure, my pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Any more questions? Mr. Gajapanini, your last chance, sir. Okay, silence as usual. Thank you. Any more questions, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, myself, Dr. Nanita Beri. Actually, I'm engaged in TFRI, and as I'm listening your excellent presentation, you are based at Madhya Pradesh. I'm also from TFRI Jabalpur. Actually, we have extended our technology and many of the farmers are interested for growing and we are working with the farmers. So what type of bamboo you need, because you are dealing for the many of the new machines now. So you required where you are getting all the materials. Can there is any scope for making tie-up with the farmers for supplying their products? What type of species you are looking? Because we had already grown Bambusa tulda, Bambusa balfoua, and other species also we are promoting here. Vulgaris also, Newtons also. So we are looking for the marketing and supplying. We have tied up with the Orient Paper Mill. They required only paper purpose, pulp purpose. Okay. So how and where you are getting your raw material? Is there any scope for farmers?
Ma'am, frankly speaking, I think after the farmers, it goes to the entrepreneur. An entrepreneur processes as per the market requirement or his plans, basically. So we ask the entrepreneur to select a product that he can market. And then we ask him, what is the raw material that you have? So our first question to him is the raw material. What raw material you have, which species you have, and which species is in abundance, or which one you want to use. And then we design like, yes, out of these 5 products, these 3 are viable with this species. These 2 we can try, but may not be viable. So I think I may not be the right person, but yeah, I will try to give you a few contacts, maybe who can buy the bamboo. There are 2 plans of projects that are coming up near Balaghat region again, that are for finished product making, very, very niche kind of products making. So maybe they may require bamboo, but majorly our clients start with the raw material tie-up itself. And then only we discuss regarding the future processing to the clients.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.